In every town, in every city, there's a rhythm, a heartbeat that pulses with the rising and setting of the sun. For many of us, that rhythm includes the gentle closing of park gates as dusk settles in. A time for the world to rest, but for our four-legged friends, it's a different story. Have you ever watched a dog at sunset, standing just outside the locked gates of a park? There's a longing in their eyes, a restlessness in their paws. The day's adventure feels cut short. The boundless green expanse suddenly a forbidden's paradise. They pace. They whine softly, a silent protest against the iron bars that separate them from their happy place. It's a scene that plays out every single evening, a quiet drama of desire and denial. Inside the park, another story unfolds, one even more mysterious. As the last rays of sunlight fade, the very grass seems to sigh. The vibrant, lush green that soaked up the afternoon sun begins to dull. The blades, once standing tall and proud, start to wilt, a subtle but undeniable change. It's as if the park itself misses the playful pause, the joyful barks, the sheer energy of its daytime visitors. The silence is heavy, and the green slowly, surely, fades into a pale, tired shade of yellow. The park is sleeping, but it's a troubled, restless sleep. Without the dogs, the soul of the park seems to wither, the life force draining away with the fading light. It's a strange, symbiotic relationship we rarely ever notice. Among the crowd of wistful canines, there was one, let's call him Buster. Buster wasn't the biggest dog, nor the fastest. He was a scruffy terrier mixed with intelligent eyes and a spirit that refused to be contained by a simple locked gate. While other dogs eventually gave up and were led home by their owners, Buster stayed. He'd press his nose against the cold fence, his tail low, watching the grass lose its color. He could feel it. He could smell the sadness in the soil. It wasn't just about his own desire to run. It was something deeper. He felt the park's loneliness as if it were his own. An idea, a stubborn, terrier-like idea, began to form in his clever mind. This couldn't be the end of the day. Not like this. Night after night, the same ritual, the gates would lock, the dogs would pace, and Buster would watch. He started observing the fence more closely, not as an impassable barrier, but as a puzzle. He'd walk its entire perimeter, sniffing at the base, pawing at the dirt. He noticed a spot near the old oak tree where the ground was a little softer, a little more forgiving. His instincts, honed by generations of earth-loving ancestors, kicked in. The first night, he just nudged the soil with his nose. The next, he gave a tentative scratch with his paw. A little dirt flew. It wasn't much, but it was a start. A spark of hope ignited within him. The work was slow and deliberate. Every evening, after the other dogs had departed, Buster would return to his spot. He dug with a quiet determination, his paws a blur of motion. At first, it was just a shallow scrape, but night after night, the hole grew deeper. He'd dig until his paws were sore, rest for a moment, and then start again. The park rangers never noticed the subtle disturbance, hidden as it was by the low-hanging branches of the oak. Buster was on a mission, fueled by the memory of the green grass and the sad sight of its nightly decline. He wasn't just digging for himself, he was digging for the park. He was digging to bring the green back. One evening, something changed. A curious golden retriever, Luna, stayed behind with her owner, watching Buster from a distance. She saw his focused effort, the flying dirt, the sheer will. Intrigued, she trotted over. Buster paused, looking up with dirt on his nose. He gave a small yip of encouragement. Luna, understanding completely, joined in. Her big paws were perfect for scooping away the loosened earth that Buster's smaller, more precise digging unearthed. It became a partnership. Buster would break the ground, and Luna would clear it away. The project suddenly accelerated. They were a team, working in the twilight, a silent pact between them to reclaim their sanctuary. Their shared goal made the work feel less like a chore and more like a game. News travels fast in the dog world. The next night, a spry border collie and two boisterous Labradors joined the digging crew. They had heard the whispers on the wind, seen the determined glint in Buster's eyes. A community was forming around this simple goal. The digging became a coordinated effort. Some dogs dug, others cleared the path, and a few stood watch, their ears perked for any sign of trouble. The hole under the fence grew from a small scrape into a proper tunnel. There was a sense of shared purpose, an unspoken understanding that they were all in this together. Each dog brought their own unique skill, creating a surprisingly efficient, furry construction team, all working under the dim glow of the park lights. Then came the breakthrough. With one final, powerful shove from a burly Bernese mountain dog, the tunnel was complete. A narrow, muddy passage now connected the outside world to the wilting heart of the park. Buster, the pioneer, was the first to wriggle through. He emerged on the other side, covered in dirt but triumphant. He turned and barked, a sound filled with joy and invitation. One by one, the other dogs followed, squeezing through the small opening into the moonlit expanse. The air was still, the grass was pale, but they were in. A wave of paws, a flood of tails, a silent, happy invasion. They had done it. They had breached the walls. What happened next was pure magic. As the first paw touched the pale, listless grass, a ripple of change began. It started small, a faint blush of green spreading from the point of contact. As more dogs streamed in, the effect amplified. Paws trotted and vibrant life followed in their wake. A dog rolled on its back, and a whole patch of grass instantly revived, turning a deep, healthy emerald. It was as if the dogs were living, breathing Miracle Grow. The park drank in their energy, their joy, their very presence. The wilting blades straightened up, reaching for the moonlight as the green swept across the fields like a wave, restoring the park to its full, glorious color under the stars. The park at night was a different world. It was their world. They didn't run wild and crazy. Instead, a gentle, peaceful energy filled the space. Older dogs found soft spots to lie down, their gentle snores mingling with the chirp of crickets. Younger ones played quiet games of chase, their paws thudding softly on the now lush turf. There was a sense of reverence, of gratitude. They knew this place was special, and their secret access was a gift. They were the guardians of the night garden, the keepers of the green. Buster sat proudly on a small hill, watching over his friends, his heart full. The park was alive again, breathing in unison with the happy dogs who had saved it. As dawn approached, a natural instinct took over. The dogs knew their time was up. One by one, they made their way back to the tunnel, leaving the park as they had found it, only greener, happier, and more alive. They slipped back into the waking city just as the first birds began to sing. When the park ranger arrived to unlock the gates for the day, he'd pause, a puzzled look on his face. He could never quite figure it out. Every morning, the grass was impossibly green, impossibly perfect, shimmering with dew. He'd just shake his head, smile, and put it down to the magic of a well-kept park, never knowing about the secret society of furry heroes who worked their magic while the city slept. And every evening, the cycle would begin anew, a beautiful secret shared between the dogs and the park that loved them. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold. If you believe in the quiet magic that happens all around us, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more tales that spark the imagination. See you next time.